K-Cherry, welterweight champion, Jeremiah Wells. What's going on, Jeremiah? How's life right now?
Life, it's kind of it's the same. Uh, a little hard, to train like usual, not like usual.
I want to start with your first amateur fight. Tell me the story of that.
My first amateur fight, I was my first amateur fight. I feel like I was over ready. I was super ready. I was like in shape. Like I didn't have the technique as I got today, but I was just ready, like mentally, physically. I trained night and day. I woke up at like 5 in the morning. I went to sleep around like 10, and I just was ready. And I fought a shorter opponent, stockier, but he could take a lot of hits. It was all right fight.
Right now, you're in a lockdown, quarantine. Everybody's limited in their resources. When you look at the training that you did back then, what was the schedule like?
Um, the schedule was it was more like free. I didn't really have nothing like to worry about like how I got right now, how it is right now. You know, I could like go anywhere without worrying about mask or worried about catching anything. I feel yeah, like a lot of weight off my shoulders is how it is now. Until now.
With the training that you had early in your career and the training that you have now, how much has it evolved? Like, what have you added throughout the years to your regimen that has made you become the fighter that you are right now?
Um, just hard work, man. Just like nonstop work. Like knowing mentally, like knowing like I put so much work into it, like it's going to show. Like back in the day, I was like, all right, I'm not going to finish that last set. Now it's like I'll finish that last set and do a next extra one. And yeah, just putting extra hard work and then taking my time with my technique, knowing like not to rush through things, because if I rush through things, I'm not going to see the next move to the next move. So yeah, I evolved pretty well right now.
Is it more of the mental? Is it mentally that you've matured throughout the years more than anything?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, like back then when I was first started, I wanted it now and I wanted it now. I was so impatient. I was training with so many like high level fighters and like people that was in the UFC, and I thought like I was on their level, but it was really I was just athletic. More like more push the pace more than them, I could do a little more than they could do. But they always knew how to kick a little better, punch a little better, and yeah, and it showed.
Was it like like you hear a lot of times where certain fighters they're phenomenal in the training room, but then when they go out into the cage, it's a different fighter. Is it more of putting that together, like being able to fight like you train?
Um, Absolutely, yeah, it is. It is a little different. Like sometimes, yeah, because sometimes you feel great, like you in the gym and you feel great sparring, whatever, and then like some days you don't. Like some days you're the nail, some days you're the hammer, and like if you're not um, convinced like you're the best and everything is going to go right, then you will fail. You got to have that mentality like nothing will stop you, and you're gonna kill, kill, kill until nothing's left, and until you're a victor. So yeah, just it is kind of mentally, yeah.
A name that popped up when I was looking you up about in your early days was Keith Peterson. He was a guy that refereed a few of your fights, and recently he's been in the news. Have you noticed him in the news with the Dominic Cruz talking about he smelled like cigarettes and booze?
Oh shit. Oh no, I did not notice that. But yeah, I seen the fight, and he was pissed at him because he stopped the fight. Uh, I don't know, that stop was kind of questioning. You could, but I think he did the right job. By stopping the fight. He wasn't really fighting back on the ground, but everybody's gonna like get mad when it comes to like fighting because they wanna we wanna go out on our shield. We don't want to be stopped. And what if he could have came back if he would have got up? But it is what it is. He's an awesome ref, by the way. He's a good guy, so he does his job right. He's been doing it for years. He refed them plenty of times, probably, and then he had no problem. But when it's on the other hand, he had a problem. But it is what it is.
Like when you look at yourself, your career in the start of it, he was there, and now he's at the big stage. So most likely you're gonna meet him again,
Yeah.
but on the big stage in the UFC. It's crazy how the world of MMA works. It goes full circle.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Every time I see him, yeah, sometimes I get that like that thought in my head, like, man, I just can't wait till I'm in a big stage and I see him. He'd be like, yo, I remember when you started your amateur career. A couple other refs say the same thing, and they say like, man, you're a world champ, in a big organization. So I just can't wait till I'm like in Wells Fargo in Philadelphia, and put it on for my city.
You started your pro career, 3 straight wins, 3 straight finishes. Then CFFC 56 came along, your first title shot. What do you remember most about that fight?
My weight cut. My weight cut was really shitty, and that was my weight cut. Yeah, I weighed in at like 168, really low, and my opponent, he weighed in at like 173. He was overweight, and I was like, that kind of got to me, and then it was just like a weight cut, and then like also like my training camp got to me a little bit. I just felt like I wasn't ready. I wanted it. Like I said, I was still like young a little bit. I wanted it, and I wasn't ready. But it is what it is. It made me, a fighter I am today.
What adjustments did you make after that fight? You said the weight cut, most likely that changed. And what else in your training that you changed?
Just training with more people, more technical people, more people that like actually like pushes you. I train with more black belts, more wrestlers, more more boxers, like all different types of combat sports. I train with a different type of fighter. Well, used to. Right now it's a little hectic. So
Yeah, definitely. Well, everything's on pause right now, so it's like you do what you can, but when it opens back up, you continue your journey. 2018, it seemed like you hit your stride. Did something click in you, or did you add something to your camp? What was going on at that time?
Yeah, man, it did. It's like I came back to Philly. I was bouncing back and forth like to the Poconos, to Harrisburg and Philly, and I actually like came back and just stayed in Philly, and I was just pushing it, like training hard, working, training, and I met up with John, my coach John. He's a striking coach, and Daniel. I've been with Daniel forever, and us, we all just like clicked. We bond. We was on the same page, and yeah, it just from there we just it was like a hellfire. We just burned everything up for CES, and then we went to CFFC, and we was on a roll. And not even just me, like my whole team, we just was like grinding nonstop. And yeah, man, we loving it.
Yeah, it's feeding off the team, man. I guess that helps a lot too when everybody's being successful at the same time.
Yeah, man, it's a motivating thing, man. It's a motivating thing. Definitely like these new amateur fighters that's coming up, and they turning pro, and then you're watching them grow, and they looking up to you, and you're not even knowing it. They look up to you until you're like 4 or 5 fights in, and then they like, I'm trying to get like you, and it's just like, wow, it's motivating, and it's just like shocking.
The amateurs that are coming up, do you feel sometimes they give you better rounds in training than the pros do?
Yeah, because they feel like they gotta prove something.
Yeah.
They come in every day, like you never know. They come some days you tear through them, and some days they come through. You're like, man, what the fuck did he take? You're like, oh, what you juicing or something? Because you pretty strong today, But like I said, some days you're the hammer, some days you're the nail. That's what makes you better. You need that competition. You can't just run through everybody every day. Like, because if that's the problem, then you need to move. You need to go somewhere else where you're getting competition.
You probably see yourself in a lot of those younger guys, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Like I said, like some of these guys don't even have technique, but they got so much power and speed. Like one of these guys coming up is like, his name is Miles Lee, and he fights 185. He's a young guy. He's like probably like 21, 22, and he's hit pretty hard as me. He's strong. He's a wrestler, so he went to school for it and everything. and he played in the school, and so he's on a different level when it comes to wrestling. But I got him with the stand up, and I'm well rounded with the jiu-jitsu. But yeah, he gives me a run for my money some days.
All right, now continuing with the career, man. CES 55 last year, or not last year, 2018 in the summer. Uh, you look back at that night. You capture that title. It's just the feeling of that, man. What is it like? Just after you kind of fell short in the first one.
Sheesh, man. It felt good, and it's like I wasn't like happy that I got the title. Just that I was happy that I got the title, but it wasn't just I wasn't just happy for me. I was happy for my whole team because they all fought for a belt. They all fought for amateur belts and all that. And then like when I seen them, they went before me because I was like the main event. So they went before me, and I seen them win, and I'm cheering them on. And then I seen the other guy win, and Will win, Miles win, and then Esai win, and I'm just like it amped me up, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. So I was already like fired up. I was ready to bend, like give it all I got. And once I won, and the smoke cleared 2 days later, or whatever, we posted pictures, and I see it's all four, lined up with belts. It's just like, sheesh, like this is what I'm be looking at, 5 years from now or whatever, when I'm in the UFC or any big organization, that's willing to take me, so I could put a show on for the people. Pause the crowd, shock the world. That's what I love to do. It's I'm ready for it. I'm just so happy. Just wait. Can't wait.
Yeah. Last year, man, it was a roller coaster year in some ways. You started the year off with a loss. You lost the title. Then you came back in a 6-month span. You got another title. You just picked up another one, man, for CFFC. It's just like going through that period. What was the mind state like?
Just like the mind state was just getting back, like not letting nobody hurt me again, like that, and not getting my rocks off, my bombs off. Like I had to like go full throttle. That's when, and like when I got an opportunity to go to another organization, because they told, they promised me a lot of things, so it sounded good, so I went with my gut, and it was a good decision. So once I got that opportunity, I went balls to wall, and you've seen that when I got that knockout, and also when I got the title.
Was there anything in the works for a title defense before the pandemic hit?
Yeah, it was well, I heard like I was waiting to get that call, hopefully a short notice or to get on the Contender Series, but yeah, this pandemic happened. But if I didn't get the Contender Series, I was going to defend my title.
Well, still something can happen, right? I'm always hearing stuff about the Contender Series still happening in July or August.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's why I'm staying ready. Absolutely. Hopefully, whenever the Contender Series come, or CFFC get back on rolling, or I get a short notice, any big organization, I'm ready. I'm staying ready. I'm running. I'm training. One couple of people, staying safe, but still getting that, kids still having that mentality, like I could be called any time, so just stay ready, stay healthy.
Staying safe, man. That's a weird thing to say right now, because you're what are you? Are you on lockdown? Are you staying home all the time, or do you get to go out?
Yeah, well, I'm going out. I'm going out in the morning, a little bit in the afternoon, and then at night I'm running. And I'm doing pad work with my girlfriend. I mean, she do striking too, so I'm so happy to have her to keep me fresh. And I do grappling with one other guy. And my coaches, they tell us to do these drills. They send out to the team, keeping us ready. So a whole bunch of drills and combinations. So we, it's keeping us ready. They know this is our lifestyle. This is our career.
With what you've been through on the regional scene, do you think you've proven enough to get to the bigger organizations right now? Even skipping the Contender Series, because some fighters feel like the Contender Series is kind of an audition, right? So it's like, maybe I already auditioned. You have 2 belts.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to be cocky, but I feel ready. Yeah, I feel like I know what it takes. I know what it takes to go in there and just, bang. You gotta, whoever is, do or die. Take one, give one, take one, give one, go out with a bang. And that's what I have done it. I've done it plenty of times in my amateur career and my pro career, So yes, I do think I'm ready.
All right, Jeremiah, thank you, man, so much for the time under these circumstances, and hopefully everything opens up, and then they give you that call, man. I feel like being ready now is more important than ever.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yes, man. I just can't wait to, like I said, to prove that I am and will be a champion one day, and just ready to pause the crowd and shock the world, and leave my legend to everybody to just be like, damn, I remember this kid coming up, from Philadelphia, being one of the champions one day. Please believe they will remember my name.